everyone, I am Naya Rain and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, welcome. This is a page full of positivity and new techniques to be learned. Today we will be doing a closure wig install and I will be walking you all through the steps that I took to get the desired look that I wanted. I did this install in about 20 minutes. Okay, so we just gonna get into it. As you can see, I already slicked my edges back so that they can lay flat under the cap. You're going to go in with a nude stocking cap or something close to your color if you want. If you are a beginner, I would recommend getting nude, like something as light as possible so that the makeup application will be easier and you won't have to go through the trouble of trying to match the cap to your skin tone. Once you put the cap on, I go in with my lace adhesive and I outline my natural hairline. Make sure you're in some good light. If you know your hairline by heart, good. But if you're doing like a client or something like that, make sure you got some good light so you can see through the cap to see where to put the glue from. And you see that I'm just smoothing it in, mushing it in, and making sure it's enough to secure and lay down my cap. By doing this, this gives the cap a better hold. And you see that clear rim right there? It gives a better melt. So you won't have to go in and do that other two-step process that we used to do when we used to melt the cap down more with the Gossipy spray. Once you do that, you can go in with the makeup of your shade and also apply it to your cap and your wig. And I like to use my foundation that I use for my makeup because it just helps me, especially when I'm at home. I use it. Once I get done with that, I use those mini scissors you can get at the beauty supply store. They usually in the section where you get your nail things from. Like if you do nails, they will usually have it in that area or the makeup area as well. It just depends on the beauty supply. I do this because it gives it a closer cut and it's more clean. You won't have that excess white cap laying there or sitting around. Once I do that, I go in with my first layer of glue. I go in with 3 thin layers. As you can see, this is like the amount I put on there. I never go in with too much. Like the first 2 layers will be this thin, then the last one I'll put just a little bit more glue. I feel like when people be putting 3 thick heavy layers of glue on their cap, it just be too much, and I think that sometimes can cause the wigs not to stay down as well. Once the 3 layers have dried, I go in and I put the wig on and I start to melt the lace in. I mush it in with my comb, as you can see. And then I also take the blow dryer to melt it in even more before I go in and put the band down to give it a better hold. This just is going to ensure that everything is laid in place. And if you move that wig, it's not going to move at all. So I'm just going to go in and cut those side tabs that you can see me, the thick white side tabs, because it just doesn't lay well and it's really irrelevant. You don't need it. So just go ahead and cut that off. Just cut it out and I'll let it go. Then I cut the lace straight down the middle. You could either use a razor or you can use the scissors. If you use the scissors, you see how I'm going in like a zigzag motion, like a raggedy kind of motion, because I wanted to have like a jagged edge because it gives the lace a natural and better melt instead of having a straight line cut across. That's why if you use the razor, you won't have to do that. You could just literally just chop it off with the razor because it's going to give that look. But if you don't have a razor and you're using scissors, go ahead and do that because it will give the same effect as a razor. Once I have cut my lace off, I'm going to go in with my wax stick. Even though the hair was already pretty much laid down, I'm just going to get it a better melt and a better flat lay. So I'm going to go in with the wax stick. It's the even wax stick, or you can use Cara Care as well. And you go in with your hot comb. Be careful because it's on really high heat. And then you go in with the freeze spray. And I put the freeze spray, the even freeze spray, at the ridges of the lace, like at that end, and I melt it in with a blow dryer so it can give a flawless melt and it looks like it disappeared. Once I do that, I go in and I lay it down, and while that's laying down, I hot comb the wig down as well. Now I started to have technical difficulties, so as you in the minute, like things will start to get sped up. But for the most part, I did this, and once I got done with this, I had wet my hair a little bit, and I went in with mousse, and I had applied it to my curly hair. So you'll be seeing me do that next. As of right now, I'm just laying my lace down flat because I want that wig to be flat, no bumps, no humps, none whatsoever. But for the most part, thank you all for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video as well. I have nothing else to say because this is all that you needed for the video. It did not need to be too long because you just needed it to look like this. Oh, it's giving scalp. But anywho, check out my other social medias and tune back